Welcome back, everybody. This is July 3rd, playing as the Confederates at the Battle of Gettysburg, hoping we can change history and win the battle for a change. Somehow Hazlitt's battery ended up behind enemy lines after the redeployment for July 3rd, but I feel pretty good about holding the same position that we've already been holding. The only difference now is that we are trying to overrun the final units that are remaining here with Hood's division while we redeploy McLaws as a reserve up here at Cemetery Hill. So that's where we're at. We're watching to see who all breaks from the attack on my left. I think that's going to be the majority of the 5th Corps, and we'll see where we are in terms of our position at that point. Look who finally decided to arrive on the battlefield. It's Jeb Stuart and the cavalry. Nice of him to join us with his 6,000 cavalrymen, who we are going to ride right into the remaining folks up here on the north part of the line. See if we can just go ahead and overrun them. Let's send Jenkins down at green right here. Do some melee attacks. Who else we got? Wade Hampton's brigade here. We'll send him at McDougal. Let's see how this goes. We're doing on kind of fast speed right now just because there's not a lot going on at 7 in the morning. But here's our chance to see some melee cavalry in action. Who else we got here? Got WHF Lee's brigade. Okay, here goes Jenkins. Hold on, let's slow this down. I want to watch this. In the meantime, I do want to start moving up some of my units here. And then let's go ahead and get a look at what's happening on the other end of the battlefield right now. Oh boy, we got a flank attack in the making here. That's the 11th Corps units that I thought were gone from the battlefield. We're going to have to bring McLaws over here to hold that side. Let's get him a single line. Don't know why it doesn't happen right away, but we'll go ahead and start dealing with that. All right, so I'm a little concerned about my flanks right now because he's really working on going after them. He's come at me on this side where I've just kind of left myself wide open. So let's go ahead. I think we're going to have to pull Anderson's division over this way. We're pulling McLaw's division over there to help out. I'm bringing Pickett up to this left where he's loading up on that side. And we're just trying to deal with the last few units up here. We'll help with the cavalry, and then we can bring Hood down to help out. I want to look and see because I still feel like he's got units that have not even begun to get involved right now. Here's the situation. 64,000 effectives for the Union. Those are estimates, of course, and you can see everything's an estimate because we don't really know for sure. But here's what I want to concern myself with. You've got 11,000 strong cavalry corps that we haven't really dealt with other than the one division under Buford. We've inflicted 45% casualties on the 11th Corps, 70% casualties on the 5th Corps. The 5th Corps was just slaughtered attacking my left. The 12th Corps up on the north, we've hit pretty good. So everybody's been engaged now. The 6th Corps, 11%, the 2nd Corps, 10%, and the 3rd Corps. So those are the three that are really the strongest. Then, of course, is cavalry. All right, so let's see what happens here. We're going to have to try and strengthen those sides. Now what's he doing? Okay, a lot of these are still broken, so a lot of these units are just going to disappear, and I think we're going to find that his effective strength is going to go down a lot. Jubal Early, that's one of my division commanders, was wounded. That's a pretty substantial loss there. All right, can we finish these guys? I think I've spent enough time dealing with them. Wade Hampton's going to ride in and help out with the destruction. We'll send the Texas Brigade and Henry Benning in here to try and help support the cavalry there. All right, let's see what's happening on this flank. Get some sharpshooters for Kershaw. Oh, he hasn't received his new orders yet. All right, so looks like he's pulling back from his little probing of my flanks, or at least it appeared that way, but now I'm not so sure. It seems like maybe he's coming back at me again. I'm not sure why Barksdale's all the way over here. He looks like he might be on the way to fleeing. But I'm not sure why, because his morale is actually quite good. There's Adelbert Ames. So Ames, a number of things about him. He was the first commanding colonel of the 20th Maine. He had actually just been promoted to command of a brigade in the 11th Corps before Gettysburg, which is why Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain became the new colonel in command of the 20th Maine at Gettysburg. After the war, Ames was a senator. I think he was the governor of Mississippi. And then he ended up, I believe, the last surviving Union general officer from the war. He died in like the 1930s. So long, very full life for Adelbert Ames. Let's look at what our numbers estimates are telling us now. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. We're down to about 40,000 effectives. He's still at 56,000. But look at that, 2,000 killed on my side, 5,000 killed for him. So way over here on Marsh Creek, we've got some 3rd Corps units coming at us, and that explains why these brigades were over here, including Barksdale's brigade, because there's an enemy here. So let's get Kershaw facing the right direction. I'll get Barksdale up here to kind of guard the flank. And then we got to watch and see what happens here and how we can deal with it. That's, we got Burling, looks like de Trobriand. Those were units from the 3rd Corps that fought heavily on July 2nd historically. So we're kind of getting ourselves divided a little bit here. These are 11th Corps units here. All right, I think we're finally dealing with the last of the units up this way. Wade Hampton's still fighting a melee combat over here. So a number of more units have withdrawn for the Union that I've seen. Kershaw's hanging on over at this bridge as best he can. Let's see the situation now. Union 51,000 effectives, 39,000 for me. Look at those killed numbers and wounded and missing numbers. That's fantastic. Even if we lose the battle, those numbers are fantastic. Kershaw's going to do his best, but he's got no help, so I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold there against that many units that are coming down on him. But looks like largely the opposition has disintegrated everywhere except on my left, on this side. I think we're going to go ahead and see if we can get Jeb Stuart's cavalry down here around Benner's Hill. See what havoc we might wreak on those guys that are trying to hit my left. Okay. Well, our issues to the north, and I know it's a little misleading because I'm looking upside down at the map. Our issues to the north are resolved. So let's go ahead and bring Hood down now. Hood's been our most engaged division, I would say. Hood and McLaws. Hood's still got a decent amount of men, though. He's still got about 5,000 men available. We can bring him in here and deal with this mess right here. I cannot believe that Joseph Kershaw is still hanging on at this bridge. That's just a small miracle that he's pulling there. It's something along the lines of what was done at Antietam at Burnside Bridge. He's still got about a good portion of his force left. And I think he might just hang on there. Here's the latest numbers. 49,000 effectives on the Union side, 39,000 for me. We might just pull this off. So I've got most of my generals acting on their own accord now, using their own initiative. I'm just kind of directing major events on the field. So we're going to bring Jeb Stuart out here, the Hanover Road. This is actually historically where the Confederate cavalry operated, was out this way, was where the cavalry fight took place on July 3rd. Because the plan was actually that when Pickett's charge was going down, Jeb Stuart was supposed to come all the way around and actually threaten the Union lines from the rear. Of course, he never made it there because the Union cavalry intercepted him first. George Armstrong Custer led a really valiant charge that day with his Michigan Brigade. Look at Kershaw go, man. That's been a fantastic stand for him. He single-handedly held off a number of Union units from crossing that bridge and getting involved. That must be what they did. They must have gone back this way to get up and around without me seeing them. I guess that's the only way they could have done it. Okay, John Bell Hood getting his forces into place. And I think that's just about it for the Union as far as what they're going to be able to do. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on July 3rd. I got to feel like this thing's about over for him. Look at the aggregate now, 39,000 for me, only 46,000 for him. Well, this is what you don't want to see. General, the heavy combat has consumed over half the ammunition carried by the men in my brigade. Morale is eager with substantial casualties. The enemy I face appears 100 strong. That's Longstreet. But what he's telling me is that Joseph Kershaw is running low on ammunition. So, unfortunately, eventually that's going to drive them back, even though they have held gallantly. They're down to just 11 rounds of ammunition now. All right, we're up to about 2:30 in the afternoon. Stuart's cavalry's here if we need them. Not sure that I do right now. I feel like this is pretty well in hand. Well, there you have it. The Union Army has withdrawn. 34,000 casualties for the Union, just 15,000 for me. That all was set up by the very first part where we were able to get around and outflank and destroy his cavalry and take McPherson Ridge before he could get up there and take it. So I'm very happy with that. But I tell you what, I did see some good things from the AI there. It seems like they're improving. He attacked my flanks. He did cause some problems for me. He was just in an impossible position because I had the high ground. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts. We'll do another historic battle sometime real soon here. And we'll see you again. Thanks for watching.